So here we implemented the API call where we're retrieving all the questions. But something more interesting would be that we would like to do something like this, right? Where we are retrieving the specific questions for a given quiz, right? To do that, first we need to decide how is it that we're going to represent the fact that there is a relationship between the quizzes and the questions. If we go back to our data representation, you notice that our data store as the questions really have no idea that they belong to any particular quiz. And the quizzes themselves, right, also have no idea about any questions whatsoever. So somehow we need to create the relationship between these two. So the way we're going to represent it is that we're going to create an association. What we'd like to be able to do is that we would like to be able to reuse the questions maybe in two different quizzes. So that means that you could have quizzes having references to different questions, right? So for instance, let's add maybe this true/false question, right? Let's add it to quiz 2 and quiz 4, for instance, right? So how do we do that? So the way we're going to do that is that let's take quiz 2 over here. We're going to update it. We're going to update it. We're going to say that db.quizzes, right? We're going to update the quiz whose ID is this ID, right? So I'm going to grab that ID, right? And what are we going to do? We're going to update, right? We're going to push, right, into an array that doesn't actually exist yet, right? We'll call it questions, okay, into an array of questions that doesn't exist. We're going to add this ID, right, this first one over here. So I'm going to grab that, quote, there we have. Okay, so notice that we've pushed that ID. So if we list the quizzes again, notice now that quiz number 2 has the string of a reference, right, to that particular. I mean, it's just a string, but we're going to treat it as if it were a reference. Okay. So we could maybe add another question. Let's see, we got that question. We can add maybe this one. Let's do the same thing. We go up 1, and I'm going to use another ID. There we have it. Okay, excellent. Right? So if we print it again, notice that now this question, this quiz number 2 has these two questions, has references to these two questions. The same question could be used in a different quiz. Now let's do it for quiz number 4. So for quiz number 4, the ID is this one. So you can copy that. So I'm going to go all the way here. I'm going to say I'm going to update the quiz whose ID is that ID, right? And I'm going to add the same question that I had before. Where are the questions? Questions, quizzes. Right, I'll use this question right here, the same true/false question that I had before. Right, I'm going to add it to the quiz number 4. I guess I already have a reference of this question over here, so I'll use that instead. There we go. So we print, pre-print. Notice that now quiz 2 has these two questions, and quiz 4 has that one question. See that? All right, so let's head over now and see if we can retrieve this.